America's number one funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's number one funny man, Rodney.
What up, party people? It's your boy, Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live, and it's going down the way it always is going down. Now, crazy great weekend this past weekend. Fun. I did an event. I did the Black Push inaugural gala. And, you know, one of my little pet peeves, because sometimes when people do a first thing, they call it the first annual. But guess what? It's not. It's not annual yet because your ass ain't never did it. So it kills me when somebody say they about to do the first annual something. But this guy was smarter than that. It's the Black Push inaugural gala, downtown Atlanta at the Omni Hotel. Oh my God. When you talk about personifying the civil rights movement, and one of the things I love about Atlanta, and I know we got an audience from Texas, we got audience from all over the country, all over the world, but the beautiful thing about Atlanta is the connection to history. T. Gray is in the building, Keandra, Roy G, Sylvia, Teresa Bryant. Man, love, man, respect. Appreciate y'all popping in today. But one of the things that I love about Atlanta is the connection to the civil rights movement and the likelihood to end up in a room with some awesome people, whether it be Andrew Young and his people, my buddy Elder Sean Smith, who put this event on. So many great people, man. They gave out awards. They gave out the Unsung Award, the Freedom Riders. The Freedom Riders, man, I got a chance to meet some of these people. And as teenagers, they put their lives on the line for the civil rights movement. I can't imagine what that must have been like. It was a great program. Helen Butler, I got a chance to meet her. She is the executive director of the Georgia Coalition of the People's Agenda. Man, nice lady, man. Good folks. And how about this? You young people out here know this. People are getting older. The people from the civil rights movement are getting older. So who's going to take the mantle going into the future? People like Zenona Clayton. She's 92 years old. People like Reverend Timothy McDonald III, Deborah Scott. These guys were all honored that night. So, man, we're going to talk to Sean Smith later on in the show today. But I just wanted to really shout them out. And how about this? Let me get my co-host in here. But I did something yesterday that I don't do. You know, and I know my co-hosts, they wild. They do stuff. But I don't do this. So let's get him on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite comedians. I don't know if she knows this. I watch her command the stage, destroy so many times. She's such an individual. She has her own podcast. It's called The Janet Dollar Show. It goes down Tuesdays on iHeartRadio. That's ATL Talks. Welcome to the show, Miss Janet Dollar Comedy. What's up, sis?
Hey, what's happening, Rodney? How are you?
And I cannot thank you for coming on enough, man. And I'm just a fan, man. I've sit and watch you, and and you be like, "Look, Rodney Perry, you ain't going after me. You go, your ass." need to get on out of here. But
You know what? I respect you so much with your talent, your gift, and the platform that you set, and the platform that you set for comedians to just to be great. You know what I'm saying? You're not intimidated by new comics that's coming up through the ranks. You're always willing to give advice, and you're one of the realest that I know. So I just appreciate it. You were the first one to tell me make your own lane. You were one of the first ones to tell me that, so I appreciate it.
But you have your own lane. I mean, you like just comedically, I gauge comics like this. If you say something, I wish I said it. I'm like, that's a funny damn comedian right there.
Amen.
And you live on the corner of that all day, every day. So I cannot thank you enough. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes,
My
sir.
next host for today is another lady that I regard as flat out funny. Now, the thing about this girl is she will quit for 6 months and come back. And I'll be like, that looks like Flo. Flo that came back and left several times. She never loses a step, though. That's the beautiful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the funny, the super talented Miss Flo, so amazing. Flo, welcome to the show.
Good morning. What's up, John? You ain't right, Rodney. Calling me out.
Flo, am I lying on you?
No, I'm out here now, though. I'm out here.
You know what? It's something different about now. And I was going to say that to you because, like, you have a different focus.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is it now? What is it about now?
Oh, I'm just ready to see what I can make happen before I get in that brown box. It's something about 40 that wakes you up to let you know, time is ticking. I don't know why I didn't think this way at 30 because we never know our expiration date. But hitting 40, it's like the time is now.
You know what?
The time is now.
I understand what you're saying, but you ain't getting no box no time soon.
No,
you better say that.
I know.
Chill out, but I get it. I get it. And certain ages do make you damn stop and go, okay, let me recalibrate, let me focus. I didn't know this, Flo, till the other day we was talking. You're married.
Yeah, 22 years. 22 years in October.
22 years married. How does your husband digest all of this comedy nonsense?
Oh, he a comedian himself. He's just afraid of the stage. So he enjoys that I had the courage to get up there and do it. So he supports me.
I love that. And Janet Dollar, you've been with your man a long time.
Yeah, we actually been married for 8 years, but I've been knowing my husband for over 20 years. We started out as friends. Yeah, we started out as just friends, hanging out with mutual groups of people. And then we turned 40 and we seen each other and was like, look, what is you doing? What you doing? We need to, somebody ain't gonna want us after a while. What you doing? Let's go on and do this thing, make this thing official. So yeah.
Hey, these are my codes for the day. Flo so amazing. Janet Dollar comedy. So here goes, guys. Yesterday, I'm at KNG Saturday.
Oh, KNG. Okay.
Looking forward to.
I get my KNG on. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's my store. I walk around there. I be helping people.
You work there.
They think I work there. So a man started talking to me. We talking at the register back and forth. He go, Rodney Perry, I'm a fan. He said, man, can you come to my church tomorrow? Now, I got to be honest. I ain't been invited to church in years. Back in the day, people would invite you to church all the time. I haven't been invited to a church house in years. I was like, you know what? I'm free tomorrow.
I'm going to go.
Right.
I went to Mount Welcome Missionary Baptist Church in Decatur. Senior pastor Aaron Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited by Mr. Tracy Harris. And I said, I'm going to go. Now, I don't be going to church.
Yeah.
I love the Lord.
I love him.
But I be staying in my bed, Janet Dollar.
Yes.
I think COVID changed the game. A lot of people don't go to church like
Baby,
before.
COVID made everybody realize that you really don't need the church house. You can get your own personal relationship, and you can tie it to them folks on the corner at every corner in Atlanta, and you can be all right. That's what people done found out.
And sometimes if you're tired, you can get a bottle of water. So I went, man.
What you said?
Bedside Baptist, Keandra says.
Exactly.
So here goes. I go to church. Well, I wake up. Well, I had to give y'all the night before I give y'all this, but I'm gonna give y'all just that day first. So I don't open my eyes at 10 a.m. They start service at 10, and it's 30 minutes away from my house. I text and I say, look, it's 10 o'clock. I'm walking out the house, and I'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm still naked when I text that. But I done thought about my outfit. I done thought about it. So I got some throw this t-shirt on. Boom. I put this suit on last night. Hope it don't smell like cigarettes. I put it on the floor and I hit it. I get over there and they're in mid worship. Have you ever walked into a church and they was talking to you?
Yeah, of course.
The message, yeah.
Man, this dude talked to me the whole sermon. I was like, man, I think I'm coming here to say something to them, and they didn't talk to me on the walk-in. You know, and so it was so amazing. Had such a great time, and so shouts out to Tracy Harris. Shouts out to the senior pastor, and he said, "Are we a hospital or a hospice?" That was his message. See, as a church, you know, he said you want to be he said he's about to do a series about us being a greater church. And so he broke down what the church was. He said, I'm gonna step on some toes today. And so when I got up, I said, you stepped on some toes, but you didn't tell us you was gonna be wearing no Timberlands.
Ow!
Sometimes it's like that, yeah.
He got up in there, and I said, you know what? You know, also, Pastor, he said he wants y'all to be great. So somebody, I don't know who it is, need to go inside their throat and get that demon out.
You stupid.
Get that. Somebody got the demon in their throat. They're not here today, but I can feel the spirit of a demon. They was hollering. But long and the short, man, how about this, Janet Dollar? When the last time somebody invited you to church?
Man, I ain't been invited to church. I was snorting cocaine last time somebody was inviting me to church. I'm delivered now, Rodney. I'm delivered now. I can talk about it. I'm delivered. But yes. It's been a minute. You know, like you said, like back in the day, they used to invite you to the tent revival and church anniversaries and pastor anniversary. They don't do that no more. So yeah, I have not been invited. Hey girl, why don't you come to my church? And then when somebody do invite you, I be thinking, girl, where you go to church at? And what time y'all get out? Football come on today. I can't come to Sunday school because that's too early.
Right. Oh, so amazing.
Invited
Are you a church goer?
From home, but I used to go to church all the time as a child. I was brought up in church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I haven't been invited to church. Oh my God, probably since I left Cincinnati, maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's about right. You think about that. It's been that long because you know how the church has been over the course of years. So people, and about 10 years ago is really when people were out. Other than Jehovah's Witnesses, I seen them at Publix this morning, standing outside because they can't come to your house no more. So the whole church thing has changed.
Right.
Yeah. I mean that's true too, because you like you say. I mean, I remember a time, but COVID definitely affected that because people realized they could be at home and still get the word. But I don't know about y'all, but my mother, my grandmother watched church on TV for years. Peter Popoff.
Baby, if y'all get some of that little holy water oil from Peter Popoff, y'all gonna be mad. It come in a little thing like that.
I know,
and it don't work unless you send them some money.
You got to send
That's
them some
the
money.
activator.
Got to
That's
send them some money.
Now, did y'all see this? Creflo Dollar came out last week, a couple weeks ago. He said he been wrong about tithing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you see
after
this
you done
story?
bought a plane with my money, sir.
That part.
Hold on, ladies. Don't jump down the man's throat. He making a point.
Okay, sorry. Excuse
So
me.
the point is, he say I was wrong because they've been preaching the fire and brimstone method to tithing, and he said
Right.
you shouldn't tithe by necessity. You should tithe from your heart.
That's true.
So if you tithing because I said you should tithe, that's the wrong energy. So he's not saying don't tithe. He's saying tithe out of the kindness of your heart.
That's how it should
So all
be.
that time you done forced me to tithe, you need to give me my money back. So
Well, first of all,
Not your money.
that money gone, Janet Dollar.
can I get my money back, Pastor?
You sure can. Let's jump into this. Tracy Chapman versus Nicki Minaj. Do y'all know about this?
I don't know about that.
No.
So Nicki Minaj was working on a song, and it looks like they used some Tracy Chapman music. Now Tracy Chapman don't play that. Tracy Chapman will not license her song to nobody.
I heard that.
She do not play no young artist. You can call up all you want. You can go meet her. But Tracy Chapman said you cannot use her music. So she's saying now Nicki Minaj owe her like $400,000.
Yeah, 450,000 in copyrights. Yeah.
I mean, how did that work? Anybody understand that?
She just don't like sharing. It's like kids. Don't use my stuff, and if you do, you gonna owe me.
Stuff.
Yeah, don't do that. You know, as an artist, you know the word in the street. You know who gonna let you do what and who ain't. You
That's
just trying somebody up because you don't think Tracy Chapman will slap shit out you. That's what you think.
Tracy Chapman looked like she slapped the shit out you.
But I'm talking about Tracy Chapman. Look, help! I need help. She look like she will slap. Come here, come help me, because Tracy finna slap shit out me. Yeah, she look like she will slap shit out you.
Hey,
she need to
hey.
pay her money.
She need to pay that girl her money.
Yeah.
Now, here's another money situation. And you think that, Janet, you a podcaster? We podcasting right now, but podcasting is real.
It is.
This young lady, Tasha K, she's a blogger. She got a podcast. She just lost a lawsuit to Cardi B. Right? I don't know exactly what she said to Cardi B, but it was something slanderous and defamation. She owed Cardi B like $4 million.
And she ain't got but $80 in her bank account.
She don't look like she lost her money long at all.
No, it don't. It just look like she be talking about people.
Her little house, she had to put her house up to get rented and move it to an apartment just so she can start working on this Cardi B debt.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, because I heard she did an appeal and they was like, no, ma'am, you going to owe her that money for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I was going to say, so even though she don't have the money, she still got to pay up, huh?
I mean, you can't get blood from a turnip, but they can garnish anything you make.
Okay.
So even if she blow up and she's able to say she get $250,000 and she's able to say, you know what, I'm going to just buy me a house and a car and I'm going to be cool. You ain't even going to be able to do that because as soon as you get something in your name, they coming for it.
Okay.
Ain't that something?
That's ugly.
She messed up.
I mean, I'd never heard of Tasha K, but as I was reading about this whole case, man, and, you know, generally you can say what you want to say, but you have freedom of speech, but you do not have freedom of consequences. Like, just because you can say it don't mean you should say it. Have you ever had to think about that flow? Especially people ask me that all the time as a comedian, are you worried about what people think? I don't know. Are you? Flo?
Not really. No, I done gave up. I used to. I gave up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be too, I just want to be me, and I'm going to have my tribe that like follow me, and the people who don't like it, they can fall off and not come to the next show. So I'm free out here now. I used to.
Amen.
No, I get that completely, man. But how about this? And what we have to consider as talent is that as you get more and more famous and have more and more entities, like Dave Chappelle can say stuff that Kevin Hart can't say. Because Kevin is more linked into sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Dave been out of the sponsorship world. So he said,
yeah, when you're commercial, that commercialism, it allows you to, it's some things that you just can't say. It don't matter how you feel about it. You can't do it because you'll lose a lot based off that. That's why a lot of people like Dave, like you say, it's like almost like an underground, platform that you're on, that you can do whatever you want to do without consequences because you ain't got Chick-fil-A sponsoring you. You ain't got NBC on you or ABC, those major networks that kind of tell you what to do. So,
all right, y'all. I got my co-host today, Janet Dollar, comedy in the building. Flow so amazing. Shouts out to LeBaron. Thank you for popping in today. Tommy Girl, I see you. Keandra's chiming in. Mallet, I don't know what that say. Vita Light. Michelle, thank you for coming in and kicking it. Nina Sunshine. Appreciate all of you guys for always being a part of the show. If you haven't shared the show, share it. I mean, you don't got to share with 50 people. Share with one. And we'll take it from there. You can give them the YouTube link. That's Rodney Perry live at YouTube at Rodney Perry Live. How about this, ladies? The dating scene is crazy. Can a woman be feminine enough? I had this conversation this weekend. My friend, she preaches all this feminine doctrine. Is that the issue between men and women, that women aren't feminine enough? Or am I crazy?
I think, to a certain standard, it has become, women are so kind of independent that they've taken on a mannish they've kind of taken on a mannish approach about things, almost like, I can do it, I can handle it, I gotta handle it. That's just kind of what it's turned into.
But I mean, isn't that a woman's right if the guy is not in his position?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you're dealing with a man that ain't in his position and can't doing his job, then you with the wrong dude. I'm sorry. If you got a man up in the relationship and you got to take over and do those things, you not in the right relationship, because a real man, you're going to be able to allow him to lead and you're going to be able to trust the decisions and the compromises that he make. But if you in a relationship and you having to take over and tap him on his hand like a 4-year-old and carry on, baby girl, you wasting, you pedaling backwards. Wow. And then there's a lot of men out there, they've been babied by their mama so much that that's what they're looking for. They looking for a mama or a woman that will kind of take the lead. I tell women all the time, find you somebody that's taking care of themselves before. It's a lot of men that moved out their mama house. They moved in with their old lady. They broke up with their old lady. They moved in with their sister. They moved back in with their mama. They got into another relationship. They moved in with their old lady. And at the end of the day, they've never taken care of themselves. They don't even know how to pay bills. They don't know how to make any decisions when it comes to something like that. So when you're looking for something like that and you're trying to be aligned with the right person, you got to be mindful of that. Because at the end of the day, you'll be taking care of, you'll have another child in your house.
Wow.
And not saying he's not a good person. It's just that, he just don't, he just don't know. Ain't nobody taught him. His mama done babied him. His grandmama, the women in his life, everybody. So that's just what it is. And if you in that and you have a problem with it, you need to move on, sis, because that's what he looking for.
Wow. Hey, y'all, this is Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live. We're all on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're not on Instagram. I made that up. We're also on Twitter and, of course, Media Room 360 that takes us out to all of the television networks as well. Flow so amazing.
Women are just making more money too now. So that's what makes them feel, you know what I'm saying, so much more independent. But I'm like Janet, if you can't hold your own, then I can't build with you. I mean, you don't necessarily have to match my income, but you have to be able to provide. You have to be able to provide. And you should be working to get, what I want to say. You should be working over the time in a relationship to definitely level up. But women are making more money.
Hey, what I always say is that a woman money ain't no good around me. I'm going to take care of everything. and then your money is gravy. You know, but is that a form of control? Flo?
Because you're taking care of everything?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a form of control. I think you're in the right position. The Bible say the man's supposed to provide. Yeah, we really shouldn't be out here paying 50%, but I'm okay with it, but we really shouldn't be. We should be just the helpmate to add to if needed.
I tell my daughters all the time, I say, if you got a guy that y'all splitting everything, you got a roommate.
That's what you got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Goodness gracious, man, it's so hard. Tommy Girl says, I also feel that men are not handling the man's role and expect women to treat them like kings, but act like queens. Not queens.
Not queens.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
That's a flag on the play, right?
Yeah.
That's so interesting to me that is a fact, ladies. Like, I mean, you guys are blessed to have men in your lives and great guys. Like what's different now? Or like, I'm like this. I don't know how I couldn't be suddenly single. My wife and I just celebrated our 26-year anniversary last week.
Congratulations.
You ever think about that? If I was all of a sudden suddenly single, having to deal with these dudes in this talent pool, wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be, yeah. I don't even know. You would stand above and beyond, but then you wouldn't even know how to date for real right now, I'm sure.
Because you've been, when you're in a relationship so long.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would start over. I don't know what I would do, but I don't think I would get married.
I mean, what would you do?
I don't know what I would do.
Hey, that's it. That's when you start working it out.
You ain't lying.
Me and my lady, we be working it out. We be like, you know what? I'm telling you, do this over.
Right.
Wow.
Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Well, I'm super excited to have these two ladies on. They're giving your boy the game. They're giving y'all the game. Welcome to the show, Tommy Girl, Keandra. I see y'all. Carl Harris. Good morning, sir. LeBaron, popcorn. We need to get some popcorn in here, LeBaron.
Rodney.
Yeah.
Did you see the did you see what a little girl was mad at her boyfriend because he didn't pay for all her 18 friends dinner on her birthday?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Bring me up to speed.
A young lady, it was her birthday, and apparently she expects a lot.
How old
she had a birthday party. She had to be how old? You know how she was?
About
Flo?
Probably in her 20s.
Early 20s, maybe 21, 22. Boyfriend, she got a boyfriend. She had a birthday party. 18 of her friends came to the birthday party birthday dinner. And she got mad at her boyfriend because he would not pay for all 18 people there.
Yeah, she was big mad. Yeah.
She wanted them to cover their meals or like drinks, the whole thing.
She said you should have paid for everybody's meal. All 18 of her friends.
Well, hold on. If we had to talk about it and I committed to it,
that's a different story.
That wasn't what it was, though.
So she just assumed. Now, is he well off?
I mean, he seemed to be, but he was just like, I'm not doing that. He said, it's your birthday.
True enough, Janet Dollar. Flo so amazing, but hold on. If you around here posturing like you got it, you have to assume that people gonna hit you up that way.
Yeah, these younger, that's it. They're gonna test you. You right.
If you don't say I'm not paying for that at the outset, then when you get there, I don't know.
The show you done put on might perceive that you were gonna pay for it.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And is it fair? Probably not. I mean, we all got well-off friends. But if we had dinner, I'm keep my hands in my pockets and he said he ain't paying.
Right. So you telling the truth, Rodney. You gonna sit back.
And how about this? As comedians, if I'm the senior comedian, it's assumed I'm gonna pay for at least one meal.
Not with me. I don't assume. Now, if it was like you said, if they super well off, I guess maybe. But I don't just assume.
No,
I guess communication would be the key in this situation because that should have been discussed before the birthday party. If you wanted me to pay for all 18 of you and your friends, you should have said, hey, babe, blase blah. But you don't wait till I get there and be like, and put me on the spot, like, because that's how she was. And then she went on to call him, and don't nobody want to be dealing with no broke nigga, you know.
Ooh.
So, right. So she kind of put him on the spot like that.
She did too much. But I kind of shifted us a little bit because as a comedian, if we on the road,
right,
I know you featuring, you opening, and you ain't making a bunch of money, I got a meal for you. You know, and I ain't rich, but I got at the very least, if I can afford to feed you, then I ain't got no business headline.
Right.
Okay.
You know, that's just, and I get that from people that mentor me, people like Sid the Entertainer, Steve Harvey. You know, they was millionaires, but they would make sure at the very least you could eat.
Right.
You know, but now that you say she was like that though, Janet Dollar.
Yeah, her neck she was doing like this the whole time.
Yeah, she was
with all her 18 friends standing behind her, like, we hungry.
Wow.
Maybe it was her birthday gift, but she couldn't assume that was her birthday gift.
I don't think so. I think he actually gave her a bag and a birthday gift.
Yeah.
He was like, it's your birthday. It ain't their birthday.
Put Keandra's comment up there. Keandra says, but you can't assume people will do stuff because they can.
That's true.
Right. Like me and Flo wouldn't go to dinner with Rodney and expect, and without a conversation being held, just assuming you Rodney, be like, girl, I know he paying for our food and our drinks. You just don't assume that. You need to come prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I press my daughters to always be prepared. If you ain't got no money, stay home.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't like people who actually show up like that and assume. I don't care how well I'm doing. It make me not want to. Don't assume my money. I don't care if I'm doing. Like people calling me already, and all I got is the interview with Rodney Perry. They call me now.
They already looking for something.
Listen, I did Kev on stage. They like, let me borrow some, nigga. If you don't settle down, that's a one-time event. Like,
and we streaming. They ain't send me no check.
But I can't.
Now, do y'all deal with that with y'all children? Like them assuming they should get certain things?
Yeah.
And my kids be like, Daddy, can I go out? Blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And then the next thing I get is the cash out. I'm like, how you going somewhere?
And you ain't got no money.
How you gonna add? You need to stay home.
Right. That part. My son do that all the time. I got a 17-year-old son. He does that all the time.
Have we spoiled them, Janet Dollar?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
They are. My son, he 13. He ain't quite there yet. He know he got to kind of work for what he wants. So, but I know once he turns 16, 17, feeling himself, he gonna be on that. He gonna be feeling like, yeah.
Right. And you also building the young man.
Absolutely.
Flo, so amazed. You got a young man. Talk to me, man. Do you ever be like, man, I'm spoiling this boy, but you want to give him stuff maybe you didn't have?
Right. Yeah. I had a talk with him the other day. He got to get a job now. I'm tired of it now. He getting too expensive. His hair alone is $150. He has locks. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the retwist and stuff like that. So it's
good. I got some beeswax and told him to sit down.
Huh?
Go ahead, Janet.
I said, I got some beeswax and told him to sit down.
I did, but it looked at a hot mess. He looked like he looked like Jay-Z. He had big parts. And he said, Mama, I'm not playing with you. I'm too cute for this. So yeah. Yeah.
Is that your only one, Flo?
No, my daughter, she 21, but she works. My son just need to get a job.
He just need to get a job.
I gotta help him find a job.
What do you now you ain't got make him go get it himself.
He's so lazy. If I don't get him started, you know what I'm saying, get the application. I'm okay with that, as long as he go to work. But that's where we baby these young men, right? And then they grow up, and look for women to do it. So I'm kind of guilty of spoiling.
Oh my God!
I think we all are this day and time.
But that's also you pushing them out the nest too. So you know, I'm not mad at that. At you helping, you know, for him to get a job. What does he want to do, if anything?
once the ultimate goal is to go to the NFL. He's been playing football since he was 5, so he's a wide receiver. But he knows,
How tall is he?
He's 5'11".
Okay.
Yeah, he's sitting there. But he knows, you gotta go to college and take up something. So he's gonna take up hygiene, get his bachelor's in hygiene.
Hygiene.
Yeah, cleaning teeth.
Soap and water.
Hygiene. He trying to keep people from being musty.
No, hygienist. We say hygienist.
Oh, dental hygienist.
Yeah, he'll be cleaning teeth. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They make good money too.
They sure do, because that's a little space to be working in.
Yeah, they make good money.
He gonna be hygienist, but he gonna run a 4.40.
That's the backup plan in case,
Well, let's hope we don't need no backup plan.
That part.
But I will say this: keep on this path, because the average NFL career is only 5 years.
Right.
So you can make it and still have to make it. Have to live another career.
Smart with the money too. Yeah.
Yeah, those NFL players now, they smart. They're not playing 15, 20 years no more, because they know their body can't take it. They get that one good contract if they can, they play it and they be gone. Because they need their body. They got to have you look at Jerome Bettis. He been trying to get himself together for a long time. Everybody loved Jerome. But because he did so much damage to his body, you don't need to see Jerome out here in these streets. So, people are learning from that. They learning from that. They ain't playing. They getting that one good contract, taking care of their money, and they sitting their butt down.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the wear and tear on your body, especially for football. I mean, basketball players have a long career. Baseball players have an even longer career. But the wear and tear on a football body is not a game. You're getting into a wreck every play.
Right. Yeah. Well, I see now where basketball players, they cannot come out of high school and go to the NBA, and nor can football players, but they still allow baseball players to come slap out of high school and go play baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's because that's mostly a Caucasian-dominated industry, or, because they stopped us, because NBA, baby, we was going straight out of high school. We were leaving Westlake going to the NBA.
Oh,
now, no, you got to go to college.
You can come out of high school and go NBA.
You can now? I thought they had stopped that.
No, what they did, how about this? They made it where they can make money.
Yes.
They got the OTE league, so they can stay 17 and play on this other league. I mean, I just went to an event right across from doggone here in Atlanta, across from Atlantic Station. It's an arena. Have y'all been in there?
No.
I ain't been there.
You can drive right by it, but it's sitting right there. So you at the light facing downtown Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlantic Station is on your left.
On
your right is an arena with 2, 3, 4 basketball courts in there.
Oh wow.
Yes, ma'am. I went there last month. I was like, I didn't even know this was here. It was amazing.
So you can go from high school to the NBA.
You can go from high school and go to OTE and make money.
Okay, you can make money from there.
So so instead of having to go to college and not making no money, you can opt to go make money as a professional, but a young boy against young boys.
Right.
You're not like a young boy against adults. So it's kind of still a preparation, because cats are having to go overseas if they want that experience.
And so baby, you do not want to go overseas, because Brittany Grandma has made a believer out of baby.
You couldn't get back over, right? Good.
Ain't nobody finna go over there.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, let's get Brittany home, man. Shout out to Brittany Griner, and such a tough situation. And let's do this, ladies. Let's take a break. We come back, more to the show. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuned into Rodney Perry Live. Party people, we are back in full effect. My co-host, rocking with some stimulating conversation. It's time for our first interview of the day. Me and this guy go back many years. He was a writer with us on the Monique Show. He has his own show, his own podcast that he does, I believe, daily. He's a producer. He's a creator. He's a comedian. And he's a Christian. He loved the Lord. I knew him when he was a heathen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Akatunde Warnock.
Rodney Perry.
Why you always gotta have that tone when you talk about it?
I tell you how much you listen to my show, watch my show. You talking about it come on daily. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Rodney. Tuesdays.
But I feel like every day I catch it.
That's good. Now that's a good one. That's a good one.
Because I like what you do though, because your show has many different legs. So you put it up, you stream like I do, but you also go on to the Clubhouse.
Yes, sir.
And do a version of it there. I love that. That's a great matter of fact. I'm about to turn on my Clubhouse.
I'm telling you, Clubhouse is amazing, man. I'm telling you,
I like Clubhouse. So talk to me, Ak, man. First of all, thank you for coming on the show, bro.
Man, first of all, congratulations for having me on for your show, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate you, man. You always show me some love. You know, we go way back, and of course, we got the most kids in comedy, so we got to stick together. Come on.
Hey, I interviewed a young man last week. 27 children, Ak.
Whoa. Okay.
He still got 18 in the house.
What? Oh yeah.
But he got 2 wives.
Yeah, that's the devil right there. That fella trying to have a heart attack. Yeah.
Wait, Ak, what is that?
That's the devil. That's a walking stroke. 18 kids in the house and 2 wives, sir. That's pressure.
He's a night by himself, put you in the poor house.
Right. Come on now. I mean, like for real, that's too much now. I got 1 wife. That take a lot right there. To manage 2 women and 18 doggone kids. Yeah, he need to find something else to do with his time.
Man, I'm telling you that. Hey, my name is Rodney Perry. Tune in to Rodney Perry Live. I'm talking to Mr. Akatunde. Ak, you got a song on the streets.
Please stop sleeping in church. It's burning up the charts.
Please stop sleeping in church.
Bruh, burning up the charts.
Dude, first of all, are you Lil Duval? Because you've been had a music career for a long time.
Man, you know what? Lil Duval took things to a whole other level. I ain't there yet, but I would love to get some of them Lil Duval checks. Lil Duval went on tour as a comedian singing songs. So I ain't there yet. I do my little songs at the end. People come for jokes. They don't come for no songs. The song is just added value. So
well, give me your body of work though. You got Please Stop Sleeping in Church.
I got Peppermint Gum. I got the Gas Too High song. Back in the day, back in like 2007, I think it was when gas first spiked. I had a Gas Too High song, and that thing was being played every day by morning radio personalities. So that was some good little money right there. And I just like writing songs. I like writing silly songs. I get with good producers who really can produce, and then just write silly lyrics.
I love that, man.
Yeah,
I love that. I mean, you do it all, man. You'll wear a costume. You will put on some hair. First of all, people don't know Akatunde is a master barber.
Yes, master barber.
And let's not take that lightly. Real life, not no dude that just can cut a little bit. Akatunde is a master barber. So you do your own hair. You age yourself. Man, talk to me about thinking outside the box and all this great stuff. Dude.
He said de-age yourself. Let me tell you something. Shout out to everybody who's willing to go gray. I ain't willing to go gray yet. I've been fighting this gray.
What I'm saying is that you age yourself to play Uncle Frank.
Oh, yeah. I'll go up. I can go up 30, 40 years with no problem. You know, because see, a lot of kids feel
it's amazing to me.
But let me say this. A lot of people don't know this right here. First of all, this right here is not my hair. Okay, so I make these right.
Hold on, stop right there.
Yeah.
What you just say?
This right here is not my hair.
We gonna do that? We gonna talk about it?
I'm bold with it. I'll tell people in a minute. Like I throw people off
right
in a minute.
I gotta get Jetta Dollar here. I gotta get so amazing. My co-host did not know this.
I know the whistle. Bring the whistle, Danny. Bring the doggone whistle.
Lord, I done found out this ain't Akatunde hair.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
What?
Okay.
None of
everybody stop. Everybody free.
Yes.
I'm gonna take us back to the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
We doing the Monique Show. and our hairline is starting to fade.
Oh, it's fading quickly.
It's
like,
fast.
Yeah, it was like my hairline was scared of my eyebrows. It was like, stop, stay right there, stay right there, stay over there, and it kept easing back on me.
Wait, I said, let it go, man. You're a handsome guy. You can go bald. Everybody can't go bald, and you got a good head.
Yeah.
You're right, Rodney Perry.
He told me,
and was killing it.
Season 2.
I
came back season 2 with a bald head. Yep.
I said, way to go, Art.
Yeah.
And then the units came out.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't got to be bald head.
Nope.
Art is a master barber, and he can do what everybody can't do. He can install a unit himself.
And my daughter taught me how to do it. My daughter and I did the research. Like we went online. I was going to get her to take a class. But then I talked to a dude. He was like, man, you a barber. He said, you can figure it out. So her and I started buying the hair. And before I know it, I started getting really good at it to the point. This is how I know that it's good. That people don't even look at my hairline when I'm talking to them. This is the
I've been face to face with you, and it look amazing.
It look natural.
It really does. It really does.
Nothing. I'd be the first one to clown, but I don't even say, like, if you wouldn't have talked about that, I wasn't gonna talk about it.
Hey, I'm bold with it. I'm thinking about putting out a wig line. I ain't figured it out yet. But if I figure out how to put these bad boys out,
I'm talking about these comedians. They would talk about it and laugh about it, but then they'll tell you, bro, when I buy mine, just don't tell nobody. You hear me? They would be the first one with some hair and dare you to look at them crazy. I already know.
Come on, Janet. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna mess around and get yours. I'm gonna get mine made just like yours.
Baby, get you some Jay-Z hair, honey.
Look, I done had the wig glued down, so I know it lift. I'm gonna be upset when I'm cuddling with this nigga in the back lifting up.
but that's the thing.
So you gotta worry about that. You gotta worry about that.
He can actually adjust it and take care of it.
Yeah, I didn't figure out how to make it. I didn't figure out how to make sure it don't shed, how to make sure it don't lift up. I ain't worried about none of that.
So you sleep in it? Do you put it on the nightstand at night, or you just sleep with it on?
No. Oh, this don't come off. Then no, I keep this on for weeks at a time. Oh yeah.
I'm talking about like a real. Okay. I see you after someday.
This is not a game right here. Sometimes I forget it's my hair. It's not my hair. Sometimes I do something. I say, "Oh, hey, player, that ain't your hair. Slow down."
Slow down. Right. Look, get out the pool. Don't go in the water. Don't you go in the water.
I tell them this, man.
Yeah.
Because we talk about this offline, of course.
Yeah.
And you schooled me so hard. You was like, Rod, I like the way I look. It make me look fly. Give you confidence, dude. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the confidence factor of not having to worry about what your hair look like.
Well, for me, I rocked the bald head for years. I mean, I had jokes about it. I had songs about it. It don't need me trying to hide it. My last comedy special, which is out there, distributed by a major distributor, I talk about the first thing when I hit the stage. So it's no secret that I used to be bald head and that I couldn't grow no hair. So then when I figured out the units, I was like, hey, it's cool. It's a great conversation piece. Other brothers come up and they're like, man, they're kind of clown a little. And they come like, hey, man, so for real, man, so how you do that, bro? Like, could that thing look real? Like, could I do that? And so it's a lot of brothers, if they could do it and pull it off and they knew they would do it. But see, here's the thing. I tell people all the time too, I am a hairstylist. So I know how to manage this. If I'm on the road and I need to keep it up, I need to change something out or whatever, I know how to do that. If you're a regular brother who going to the plant every day, this might not be the thing for you.
You ain't lying. If it wasn't somebody that wasn't trained, they'll be putting eyelash glue in their hair. I already know. Especially men, they wouldn't even. I'm telling you, it'll be like the Gorilla Glue girl. You'd be like, I done put some Gorilla Glue on my unit and I can't get it off.
Now wait, Candace says, and you have a part, but the part is a secret.
Oh yeah, the part is really like the piece that really takes it over the top. Because if you look at my head, you really can't tell. So the part is like clean, and so if somebody doubt it, and I don't want to tell them, they probably look at that part and say, "Oh yeah, that's his hair. That's no way. That's not his hair." So yeah. But
now, what about the battle of the grays? Because I gave up grays. I'm going bald face, Homer Simpson lip, or my kids kind of look like Homer Simpson, Flo.
Let me tell you something. The two most aggressive things out here in the atmosphere is Trump supporters and gray hairs. Gray hairs do what they want to do. They just pop up out of nowhere. You think everything is right, and then you just forgot to shave one little part of your neck right there, and you got like a whole little patch of gray hair. So I'm probably going to, at some point in the very near future, I'm probably going to give up the gray hair. Just go ahead and get a salt and pepper beard because it take more work fighting the gray in this beard than it do to wear this unit.
I'm talking about that's what I say. Y'all worry about up there. We be worried about ladies. We be worried about our little tootie pop hair turning gray. I be thinking. You know what a tootie pop is? Well, I be asking my husband. I be like, babe, is that gray hair on my tootie pop? You can't dye. You better not put no dye down there.
No, you don't want no dye down there.
No, you put some dye down there, you're gonna be in trouble.
It's like being with an old gray puppy. Boy, we didn't bring you on here to talk about your hair.
Right.
I don't know how the conversation went left. It just went left. It is what it is, though. Hey,
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Janet Dollar happened to that. But I'm not mad. Cause thank you. Jim.
Don't be mad. I said tootie pop.
Hey,
it's the tootie pop because I eat them. But anyway, look.
Shout out to Janet and that whistle. That whistle cracks me up. I see them videos, and she's go to blowing that whistle. Like, that is hilarious.
Talk to me about your comedy, man. You produce comedy specials. You produce stuff for other people. You do comedy competitions. Your business. You know, you and your wife have put together a solid business foundation. Talk to me about that, bro.
Well, it was amazing. I was coming over here today and I was thinking, I said, man, me and Rodney from the old school generation. And a lot of times people tell me, man, I see you doing this and I see you doing that. And they don't realize, Rodney, it's a lot easier today because of the internet. The stuff that we used to have to do back in the day just to get work. I'm talking about having to call comedy clubs with phone books. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about 411. Remember 411? You had to call a city and you had to dial 411. You like Atlanta, Georgia, comedy clubs. And then it give you the numbers and you had to call the club and you had to get the booker and then the booker don't come in until Thursday. Then you had to call back and get the fax number and you had to fax it to him and call him back. He's like, I ain't got the fax. And then you had to fax it again. I mean, comics don't recognize. They don't know how you had to go out with quarters and put $1.25 in quarters in the payphone just to make a long distance phone call. So if you take all of that from back in the day and you put it here with all these different tools we got, I mean, you got to think. We are talking on a high-speed internet signal. Mm-hmm. Like it's a doggone satellite, like it's ABC. Right. So it's like, why not create your own content? And then a lot of comedians, I think, have to understand you really got two economies in booking. In comedy. You got two economies in comedy. You got the booking economy and the audience economy. You either learn how to get booked or you learn how to grow your audience. And the key is if you don't recognize where you are with either one of those, you'll be doing stuff like you a comedian with a huge audience when you're really a comedian who need to be booked. So for me, I recognize how to do things to grow my audience so I can sell tickets, but at the same time over here, stay booked and take care of the house. So you learn it, particularly when you guys many kids, me and Rodney got, you learn how to stay working, you learn how to figure this game out. So I just think it's key.
How many kids do you got? You keep talking about all these kids. How many kids you got?
Well, I got 5 kids. Now they're adults now, but when you got,
it don't matter. They don't stop. They don't stop. Yeah, you be thinking when they turn a certain age that you done. No, that's when they finna turn up on you with their grown ass. I know.
Not in 2022. These kids be wanting to stay around the house. We know. We came up 18. Your mama told you we
was ready to go.
You going to college. You getting a job. But you gotta get up out of here.
You gotta pay rent. You gotta pay. That's it. Like they can stay, but you gotta pay rent. Yeah. Ain't nowhere for free, but go ahead.
See, I'm about to drop another special. Am I right?
I'm about to film one. I literally about to film one. It's probably moving it right now to first quarter. We about to do a film though. We about to do a full-fledged feature film. I announced it this past weekend at the Stellar Awards that we're doing the film. It's called Thursday Morning, and we're filming it right here at our studio. We got a small studio here in Columbia, South Carolina, so we'll be filming it here.
Is that the movie you were working on a couple of years ago? Is you revisiting that?
I am revisiting it. COVID kind of held us up, and I was actually working on another film at the time. But I literally prayed. I asked God, what movie should I do right now? He made clear it was Thursday Morning, and then now with some of the stuff that's going on in the culture, I see why.
Wow. Hey man, I would love to be a part of that film. Anything I can do to help you is done. Also, man, you talk to me about you and your wife and the team y'all have built, man.
Oh man, thank you for asking that, man. You know, I've been married now almost 28 years. It'll be 28 years on December 9th. So the best manager I ever had was my wife. And I always say she's my best manager because she know what the numbers need to be. She know how much all the bills are. So she always knew how to keep me working. And so we've been working together. We have having an executive assistant, a full-time assistant, sister named Jasmine, who works with us here in the office. And then my son Jaleel is a contractor. And then we have a few other people who do a lot of different various business in terms of whether it's editing or graphics, animation, and different things. We literally just finished producing the Denny's Hungry for Education Winter Celebration. So we produced that for Denny's 3 years in a row. So what's happened is we kind of have learned, Eunice and I, how to create multiple streams of income in what we're doing, whether it's radio. Right now I'm on the praise party with Pastor Lenny. We're in 21 markets. So you just kind of learn how to continuously stay busy keeping multiple streams without getting off the craft. I always tell comedians, you got to stay funny. You got to stay right. You got to know how to come out in the city and talk about what's going on in the room, in the town, on the TV, whatever. You got to stay funny, but you can do other things along the way.
Wow. Right. His name is Akatunde Warnock, fabulous comedian. And how about this? Ain't none of us got no light bulbs hanging in the background.
Yeah.
No, right?
Only Rodney Perry. Only.
I'm mad. I'm saying to myself, why you ain't got no light bulbs?
Rodney, that's a Home Depot light bulb. It costs $30.
It looks amazing.
It looks nice.
It's distance. It's all about distance.
Okay.
You know what I watch YouTube videos. I watch YouTube videos of people I don't know, and they got these great sets. I'm like, how they put that together? I'm like, okay, and you just figure it out.
Wow. Hey, man, I love it, Ak, man. How do people stay abreast with what you're doing and watch the show?
Man, please, y'all stay with me at Comedian Akatunde on Facebook, Instagram, and Out Laughs on Twitter. Twitter's a side chick. I don't mess with it that much, but she's still there. But definitely stay with me on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. And then, if you always want to go on my website, IamAkatunde.com. That's how you can book me there. That's how you can get tickets to any of our coming up tours. We start back touring in August. We'll be touring August through October. We stop to shoot the movie and we'll pick it back up again in January. So just make sure y'all stay in touch with the brother.
What about
make
YouTube?
sure y'all keep supporting Rodney Perry.
What about YouTube?
YouTube is Comedian Akatunde or the Akatunde Show. Either one will come up.
Okay. Wow.
You in Columbia tonight, Akatunde?
I am actually here. I'm
okay,
here.
I'm gonna be in when I get done with this, I'm leaving headed your way. I'm doing main stage with Timmy Tim.
Get out. You know
Yeah,
what?
I'm doing main stage tonight. Yeah, you know he got that Monday night, so I'm doing that tonight.
What time is that?
It's at 8:00.
You know what, Janet? I'm gonna try to come through there. For real talk.
Come on through there so I can blow the whistle. Let that that unit on your head.
Hey, you know what? You know what's beautiful about Ak is that he's a good Christian and he ain't afraid to lie right in front of you.
He ain't afraid to lie right in front of you.
I can't come into that thing tonight.
What?
Look, you know, I can tell he got his lie face on. I've been knowing this dude a long time.
What you say? You've been knowing him a long time, right?
He ain't coming, Janet.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
Don't look for him, Janet.
Okay.
That's what Rodney do. Rodney, hey, Rodney, you come to town. Hey, man, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be there. He's like, hey, yeah. Let me see what I'm gonna do. And then you call him again. You call him at 5:00. Hey, man, I got your name at the door. Hey, man, I ain't gonna be able to make it. So that's what he talking about. That's what he do. Okay.
Are you coming?
I'm gonna try. I didn't say I promise.
Look.
I didn't say I promise.
Right.
Hey, it went from I'm gonna be there to you know what?
My name is Rodney Perry.
Kids.
My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live. That man is Akatunde. He is not coming to see Janet Dawes tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.
Yeah. What's up, party people? It's your boy, Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. I can't thank my guest enough. Akatunde Warnock, super great guy, great human being. And not only do we joke with each other, we sharpen each other, make each other better men. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Ak. My co-host for today, Janet Dollar. Flow so amazing. Thank you. We're coming to you in this couple of seconds. But I got my homie just popped in. Ladies and gentlemen, I got an opportunity to do an event this weekend, and it was absolutely the most fulfilling event maybe I've ever been a part of. It was the Black Push inaugural gala, and I said this, Sean, I've been a part of many events. People have a first annual event. You can't have first annual because ain't nobody ever did it. Okay? It's got to be something more than that. It's got to be the inaugural gala. Welcome to the show, Elder.
Not even necessary, man. Thank you so much.
You can't stop me, Sean. I got to do it. I seen you in action.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be on this morning, man. Thank you for being one of the most dynamic hosts we could have had for our first inaugural gala. You were absolutely amazing.
Man, Sean, man, I gotta chill just as you was talking just then. You put me in the room. They told me years ago, and I got a chance to meet your mom, your family. They told me years ago that you would be before kings and queens. And you put me in a room before kings and queens, right? I mean, to step back and look at the Freedom Riders, the men and women at age 19 and 20 that decided to go on this trip for civil rights, not knowing if they would come back or not. It was so powerful. Me and Candy sat down as we got back home and we just reflected on the hundreds of years of history you put together. Zonona Clayton.
Yeah.
And how eloquent at 92.
Yeah.
She cracking jokes. Yo, Sean, have you had a chance to stop and pat yourself on the back?
Not yet. So for me, I am in the office today. We're going to have a meeting as soon as I get off of here. And for me, it's been back to work. It's been about making sure that the legacy that we honored on Saturday night, like Zonona Clayton, Ambassador Young, having one of our very own Atlanta's greatest talents, Avery Dixon, perform. He was performing in the VIP room, as you know, and then he performed at the event. We had an awesome night. Deborah Scott, Helen Butler, who helped integrate UGA, where she was one of the first 50 Black students to ever attend UGA. Sandra Williams, Shannon Jones, everybody we honored that night. It was really trying to take the people who were there in the beginning, like Henry Hank Thomas, and bringing it to the people who are currently doing the work now. And I think we did a really good job of that. And like you said, Mrs. Zonona Clayton was still on her P's and Q's at 91. Still talking about the movement and what happened during that time, and still remember it like it was literally yesterday for her, just to be there and to be mentioned by her, to say that I gave a great speech was absolutely amazing. So amazing event. Thank you for everything that you did.
Man, you definitely bridged the gap. You made me ask myself the question, have I been doing enough? Talk to me about your call to action and what we need to be paying attention to. What we need to be looking at when we're talking about school shootings and gun control and things of that nature, man. You really kind of awaken fire in me to even know more. Can you educate us a little bit before you go?
Yeah, so I mean, some of the things that Black Push stands for, one of the main things, we started out dealing with ex-offenders, helping them get rehabilitated back into the community. And for me, that is expanded to not only helping them get rehabilitated back into the community, but how can we deal with making sure that they don't end up in the system to begin with? How can we deal with making sure their rights are protected when they do end up in the system? And how do we build a society for when they get out of the system that's welcoming of them to come back? We've expanded to social injustice. George Floyd, you cannot be a human and not see what happened to George Floyd and so many other people, Breonna Taylor, so many other people, and not want to step into that. And then when we think about Georgia, let's just take Georgia as an example. Georgia was the beginning of the kickoff of voting new voting laws, right? SB 202 was the first law passed after the election, when we know that in Georgia, we had the most secure election. We had the biggest, highest voter turnout. And we see a lot of different things happening across the country now to stop that. And I think about people like Mr. Nona Clayton, Ambassador Young, who literally gave their life for us, for me, my generation, your generation, my mom's generation, to be able to have access to voting, and for us to not use that fundamental tool is disappointing to me. So how do we galvanize people around that? We're working with Black Voters Matter to help people across the state of Georgia, across the country, to get warrants lifted. If you have misdemeanor warrants, we'll be doing warrant clinics throughout the whole state of Georgia for the rest of the year. And then when we talk about even the last part of it, when we talk about gun violence, I have been changed. You see me wearing my orange shirt today, and on the back of it, it says, "We will end gun violence." I've been changed not only by gun violence in my own family, but by going to Uvalde, going to Buffalo, seeing what they still have going on. I'll be taking a trip probably this week or next week to Highland, Illinois, to talk with families there. And just to know that, like, people have, like, while we moved on with our life, and even while we were enjoying our night on Saturday, there's somebody sitting at a table missing their loved one. And we can do more to prevent that. So we just have to get out. We have to vote. We have to galvanize around it. We have to put ourselves in that situation and think, like, what, one of the greatest verses in the Bible for me is, they asked Jesus, they said, like, at the end of the day, what are the most important commandments? Jesus said that you should love thy God with all thy heart. And the second of all of them, he said, you should love thy neighbor as thyself. And for me, like, I carry the weight of every person's story I've heard, every person that I've ever connected with, every opportunity I've had to go to these different places. I take that back with me, and I take it to the capitals of DC, and I take it to the state halls of Georgia. Like, wherever I'm at, we will take those concerns, and I'm not afraid to let people and call people out. I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on. We have to hold these people accountable, because we stand in line for hours now to give them our vote. The least they can do is be held accountable for the promises they made to us.
Wow, well said. His name is Sean Smith. The organization is Black Push. Sean, how do we help Black Push? How do we, just regular people, how do we help?
Listen, go to our website. Our website is real easy. It's www.blackpush.org or .org. I mean, you can follow our podcast on there. You can make a donation on there. It's so many different things. And you can volunteer through our website. We've got a lot of people who registered volunteers, a lot of elected officials, literally, even from Saturday night to today, just over the weekend from the event at the gala. So we need more volunteers. We always need financial support. We always need people who are willing to come in and get on the ground with us, canvas, help us get people out to register to vote. Let's get involved in our society, because if we want our society to look different, if we want our society to change, we have to be the change makers, and we don't have to be elected officials to do so. Sometimes it's just knocking on that door and letting people know that we care about them being registered to vote. It makes a huge difference.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. His name is Sean Smith. The name of the organization is Black Push. And I'm telling y'all, this family is real. Shouts out to your staff, man. Great people, man. They were awesome to us. And Candace says she's volunteering for sure.
I see it, and I will definitely stay in contact with you, Mr. Perry. And thank you and Candace for everything you guys do.
Definitely, thank you so much, sir. Hey, that man is Sean Smith. Let's take a break. We come back, more show. Sean Smith, man. I'm about to go push somebody. I'm Black. I'm pushing somebody.
As Ambassador Young said, we got to keep on pushing.
Hey, I'm with that. Black Push, y'all. Rodney Perry, we'll be right back.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
We are back in full effect. Yo, welcome to the show. Candace LaToya, join me. You muted.
Good morning.
You know, it was great to be at that event. You were there sitting right next to me, and the history in that room was crazy, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was one of those moments I told you I felt like I was in a real like civil rights movement in that moment. Like it was just the energy there was amazing for sure.
Flo, so amazing. Janet Dollar, join me.
Yes, sir.
Like the crazy part for me, guys, is these people were 20, 19, right? Like, how do we continue that legacy going forward, in your opinion, Janet?
Well, you know, I feel like these kids now they're built a little different. They have their, you know, it's an extreme. The line of kids are extreme. It's either they're ready to be great in politics and freedom fighters and civil rights, and then you got the ones that's out there killing and shooting. That's how extreme the realm is.
Right.
So these kids now, they move a little slower than we do, but they have their outlook on things are different. They're willing to kind of step out, and whatever they believe in, they're willing to stand up for it and with their chest out. They don't care what people think. That's why a lot of them that's why the LGBTQ SRMP community is so big. Kids don't care what you think about them anymore. They want to live their life to the fullest. They're not concerned with what you think, and they're willing to fight for whatever they think is right. That's why you're seeing them kind of, hopefully it's going to be a lot more young kids getting into politics, because they need to put an age limit on the Senate and the Congress. Nobody should be in there fighting for 40 years and you 80, 90 years old and you living in the Old Testament. And you living from when they stole the land and niggas picked cotton. Nobody's living like that anymore. They need to get some new blood in there. These kids, they ready to fight for what they believe and for their community. And that's just what it is. We just got to let them they got to do it their way. We can't push our way on them. That's it.
Wow, well said, Janet Dollar. And you know, the crazy part, you can only be a member of the Senate, the president, or a door greeter at Walmart. Look,
but I don't know how to encourage my son to want to stand up when his focus is the PlayStation and lemon pepper wings and crab bags. You know, like his focus is so, it's not about the world really. They kind of, you know.
But you know what? I think they got to find their own way. Like, it'll be something he cares about.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just saying I don't know how to encourage it as a parent. Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I don't know either. We all confused, Flo. You know, I be trying to figure the same thing out with my girls.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, how do you encourage them to be? But you know, I think you just got to be there for when they do make the decision to go, okay, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I also feel like, you know, everybody's not gonna be that. You know, that's civil rights. Like, it's only going to be a handful of us, you know, that make that movement, right? And so, like, even like at that event, Rodney, it was not, you know, it was an intimate, small event. It wasn't like 1,000 people or anything, but it was quite a few young people there, like their kids, their grandkids. You know, some of the artists that performed, the bands, they were young teenagers.
Yes.
The special guests. So I think they're kind of molding these, you know, these groups of people to kind of continue that legacy. And that's kind of where, you know, we need to kind of continue to pour into those people as well.
Wow, well said. Flo, You raising this young man. He on the game. He loved them wings.
Lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper. Yeah. Lemon pepper hot. So sometimes I feel like I'm not a good parent when I hear about these young, Black kids who actually paying attention. I'm like, where did I go wrong? Like I really do. I judge myself.
But don't judge yourself.
Trust me.
So Clayton's 92. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there are any young kids that are embarking on this type of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I read something recently that said each generation change. Like if you got a generation to struggle, the next generation won't struggle. Mm-hmm. And so if we struggle, your children won't struggle, but it inherently will make them a little weaker because they didn't struggle.
Right.
So it's like, you don't want to you don't want to have your kids go through exactly what you went through, but at the same time, I mean, you just fighting your previous self. Does that make any sense? Wow.
Well, I think you've done the right thing. As long as we teach our children the right way, it's like the old saying: you teach them the right way, they'll come back to what's been taught to them as adults. So they'll find something that they're passionate about that affects the world, and they just have to do their part. We can't expect them to be no Martin Luther King or no John Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Don't put that kind of pressure on somebody who like lemon pepper wings with hot sauce on them. Don't. They're gonna find something that's going to be beneficial to them and the people that they love and they support. You know what I'm saying? So don't make him out to be don't say, baby, you got to be John Lewis. Don't do him like that. He gonna find something and he gonna be passionate about it. And like Rodney said, you just got to be there to just encourage it and say, you know what, do that. Encourage it. I ain't gonna put my money behind it because I done gave you enough of my damn money. But I'm gonna support it and I'm gonna be your cheerleader. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to
Rodney said to me, he told me that night because when we got in the car, I was like, man, I feel like I don't do enough,
Yeah.
And I started to think, well, I was like, I was the team mom for the baseball team for about 8 years, and he said, that's something, because some of those kids needed a ride, back and forth to baseball. And you don't know how that impacted them and how that made them feel. And, you still helped, but just maybe not out there,
right,
protesting, but, find other ways too to kind of, show him the way and give yourself props for the stuff that you have done,
It's like we said earlier, tithing is a lot of different things. Giving back is a lot of different things. Shouts out to Akatunde. He popped in the chat. He said we were Old Testament hilarious. He came in there also. Cut that Wi-Fi off.
Yeah,
that's how you get them focused. They're gonna find a way to go around that.
I know, get that Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi. If I turn their Wi-Fi off, I gotta turn mine off. I need my Wi-Fi. Anyway. Thank you, Lavina. Thank you, LeBaron. Thank you, Miss Tommy Girl. How about this, ladies? It's time for the question of the day.
Okay.
And let's give this to Flow So Amazing first.
Okay.
What is your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement is, of course, raising my children well. They're not civil rights movement, but they're good, respectful kids. And then, no, they really are. They're respectful. I just don't know how to help them be a part of this next movement, but they will eventually. And then fight my way back from depression and anxiety. That was tough. Ooh. That was tough.
Well, can you expand on that? Because, man, I'm just, my daughter suffered from anxiety, which I never took serious.
It's a horrible feeling. It's like having a heart attack all the time. And trying to catch your breath. Yeah. You worried about stuff that ain't even manifested yet. It's a horrible thing. How
are you able to get through it? Because it seems like I always say this, as a Black man in America, I don't have the luxury of being anxious. But my daughter suffered from anxiety. And so I had to really stop and learn about it so I could help her. How would you able to get through it?
Just taking time to step away and really work on instead of pushing things down that, a lot of times we go through traumas in our life and it started early on, not like, several traumas, but just I went some trauma earlier, normally, not always, or genetics. My mom and dad have anxiety too and struggle with depression. But so I went through, a little challenge as a teenager and then, just kind of pushed that down and just, just kept moving through life. And then I lost my sister in 2017 suddenly. And so it's like everything I pushed down just like, broke and came to surface. So when that happened, I just went into like a deep depression. I stopped wanting to like, entertain and do comedy and just sat around. I call it like a dead man walking syndrome. Like I was just on autopilot. I was going to work, doing what I can to like cook meals, but then I was back in my room with the blinds closed and just didn't want to do anything. Just felt lifeless. So after a couple of years of walking around like that, I just got tired of feeling like I was dead inside. You just get tired. I got tired. And so I said, well, let me start doing the work. So I just started going on YouTube and, researching, different like, videos to watch about how to, get yourself tips to get yourself out of a dark place. And meditation was one thing that I ran into. So I started practicing meditation and just casting down negative thoughts and replacing them with positive. But I tell people it's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. So every day you want to take the steps to take care of yourself, do self-care. You know what I'm saying? Look after yourself. Kind of start as mothers, we like nurturers. So we always want to look out for everybody else. When I made my step to start the process of coming back is when I started, just letting, my husband figure out his walk, my kids figure out their walk. I was there, but I just started honing in on ways to get me better. So whether it's through sitting in the park or, exercising, changing the way I eat. I have lost like 16 pounds. Just doing stuff to love on me more. Yeah, just loving on me.
Just listen to you talk. I didn't know, of course, what you was going through, but I see your light is bright now.
It is.
Your light is bright, and thank God. Wow.
Right. Wow. There's a young man that recently committed suicide, and I think a lot of times we don't take time to
Jack Knight, the comedian Jack Knight. Yeah, we lost him. 28 years old, guys. Wow.
Yeah, right. And you just never know what people are going through. So we have to take that time to really work on ourselves, make a commitment to ourselves. You have to become selfish when you're in any mental illness to really come out of it.
Wow, become selfish. I love that. Yeah. I'm gonna give you another question, Janet Dollar. What class did you take in school that you still use?
Well, it wasn't math because my mama had to fight my math teacher when I was probably in the 5th grade.
You had to fight her?
Yeah, because she was trying not to pass me. Yeah, if it passed my 10 fingers, we in trouble. I ain't count money. That's about it. Fractions and all that decimals, they were not my. I like writing. I guess that kind of just drew me into comedy too. So I took a lot of drama when I was in school. My mother kept me busy in the church doing plays and things of that nature. So I'm gonna say English because I used to like to write and create stories and lie to people. So.
It's amazing how you cultivate your children and they kind of latch on to certain things and your mom probably didn't know you would latch on to it, but look at that.
Yeah, because what started me, I used to do poetry in church, like Christian poetry. And then I started out before I started doing comedy, I was doing spoken word. So in Atlanta, that's what I was kind of known for. I would host spoken word shows. And then Big Kenny, he saw me. We had booked him to do some comedy at a spoken word event. And he told me, he was like, "You funny." And he was like, "Why don't you come and try to do, And I studied comedy. That's when Twisted Taco was over there off of 17th Street Bridge before they even built it. I used to go over there and watch Carlos Miller, Hank. It was a lot of comedians, Clayton English, all of them. I used to watch them. Drew Thomas over there, Reggie Jackson, white girl Reggie Jackson. I used to watch them do comedy over there, and I just did my homework. And one day I got on stage. So I owe Big Kenny that for just putting that out in the atmosphere. And you know, a lot of times we don't even know how strong we are. We don't even recognize our strengths in places and things. And you just have to take those strengths and you have to move forward with them, even in fear. You know what I'm saying? That's what the faith without works is dead. It is, you know, even when you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, you just still have to move forward in your fears and your anxiety in the unknown. That's just what it is. But in school, I think English was my strongest. Because I like to write and I like to create. But yeah, when my mama used to make me be in them church plays and stand up and do them Easter speeches, I used to hate it. But she kind of kept me doing that because, you know, back in the day, that's what they did. They kept us out the street. They kept us doing something. And a lot of times the church was the only place that was open all the time for us to be there and have that, you know, that space where people were always saying, you know, you can do this and you can do that. So even though I don't go to church today, I do owe them for a lot of Janet Dollar being me.
Hey, y'all. My name is Rodney Perry. This is Rodney Perry Live. One more question. This is for everybody. You too, Candace. What movie can you watch over and over? Candy.
Coming to America.
Really?
Hands
what scene?
It's so many good ones.
You are so sweet to me.
I like the Samuel L. Jackson scene. Anybody move, I'll blow your effing head. I like that. I like the when he comes to the room with Arsenio and he done changed up the room. He's like, it's a big rat. I like that one. And of course all the classics, but those were two that like are two of my favorite ones that like I can use over and over again, like throughout the day sometimes.
Yeah, Coming to America. Flow So Amazing. What's your movie? Every time you see it, you stop and watch.
Pursuit of Happiness. Am I saying that right? With Will Smith?
Yes.
And when he sat down and told his son, never tell nobody what you can and cannot do. That was everything.
Did you cry? Did that movie make you cry?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a gangster, but yeah, I cried a little bit. I felt like I was his little son, just got a wig. You know what I'm saying? That touched me. So that's my movie.
Janet Dollar, what movie do you stop and watch every single time?
Life. That's the movie for me. My favorite scene is when they had tried to escape and they came back and they made them stand on them bottles and their toes got stuck in the top. That was my and they were standing up there and they was together, but they were still mad at each other. So that, you know, that right there, it just kind of that movie for me, a lot of people got their different take on things. But that movie for me, it shows you how friendship is. You know, you go through things with your friends, everything might not be right, but at the end of the day, y'all be partners for life. You know what I'm saying? When you need them, they there.
That's true.
Bust up and then sing the upper room. Hey, my
and
movie,
the go-go room.
Yeah, the boom boom, Ray's boom boom room. Mine is the 5 Heartbeats.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Every single time it come on, I gotta watch. And let's do this. My next guest is in the queue. I haven't seen this brother in a while. He has taken his life and career to another level, yet another level. Oh man, talk about sing. He's from that red clay out there. We're gonna take a break. We come back. Xavier Lewis.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
That is big. That STEM is big. You get your children in science, technology, engineering, and math. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. I like this dude, man. I like this dude. This dude flat out saying. You understand me? You know what? Let's get him on here. Let's stop pontificating. Welcome to the show, Mr. Xavier Lewis. What's up, brother?
Yo, come on, man. What's going on?
Man, I was perusing the Instagram.
Yeah.
And I saw you was in the competition. I said, why don't we have him on the show? First of all, how about this? I don't care who win the competition. XL sing his ass off. Right now, XL is sitting on his back because he don't have no butt. Man, the antidote to R&B, dude, you've been doing it. And I even liken my career to yours, man, because some people don't know, but you cold.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Talk to me about the journey, man. Because you've been building this for a while, X.
Yeah, it's been a long time. You know what's crazy, man? I tell people all the time, I say, man, I ain't take a day off yet. You know what I mean? It's just like, people think they saw you doing something at a certain point in your career, and then they fast forwarded to like where you are now. People think that you just start coasting. Nah, man, we just dig deeper, And so it's crazy because my career, like I had a friend, Betty Wright, rest her soul, man. Betty Wright, that was my industry mama, man. She got me started professionally, and in Miami, and I had a friend one day. I was coming back from the airport. I was living back home. I'm from Miami, living back home in Miami. And it was like, yo, it's this audition. You need to go. This the last day. They had already been, through auditions for like 3-4 days. Soviet Entertainment, Warner Brother. There was a new artist coming out at that time by the name of Urban Mystic. Soulful dude, man. And I was like, well, shoot. Okay, I'm on the way. They told Betty Wright I was coming. The label hired her to put the band together. And got there, long story short, man, killed it. And was touring with Urban Mystic for like 4 years, man. And fast forward to now, this same person that called me that day shot me like a DM a few weeks ago and was like, yo, how did this get past me? Is this competition going on? It's huge out at Hollywood, man, go ahead and register. So I did. And I'm in the competition right now. That's what you saw. It's the opening act 2022. Due to the pandemic, they kind of stopped it for a couple years, but it's huge, man. You get a chance to become an opening act for world-renowned, bands and musicians. And it's the cause behind this competition that I love the most.
Yeah. Man, Xavier, man, you're so consistent.
Wow.
Which is the best compliment I pay to people, because if I don't know who's gonna show up, that's not a good thing. One thing with Xavier Lewis is that it's always gonna be soulful.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be R&B.
Mm-hmm.
It's always gonna be relevant to the time.
Yeah.
How do you stay that way, bro?
Just looking in the mirror and knowing who in the world I'm looking at. And it may be to some people such a simple response or answer to your question, man, but just staying true to who you are, man. And big bro, you make it easy for me to be able to follow that example, because every time I see you, or every time folks see you, they see Rodney Perry. They don't see somebody trying to be somebody else. Always consistently Rodney Perry. So just staying true to who you are. Like I found my voice, and I'm not really talking about my singing voice. I'm talking about my person, that brand. I found that a long time ago, and I was like, out of everything in this world, man, I'm just every day work on being the best me, and so folks now know, they definitely know, like you said, man, they gonna get sold. It's gonna be in new school packaging, man. We got some amazing things outside of this competition that's coming, and shoot, man, I may have to have you as the host, man. It's Crazy.
X, I'm down, man. How about this? When did you know? Now, like we talked about the philosophical version, but like I can hear your speaking voice, but that don't mean you can sing.
Right.
When did you know?
Man, I think just growing up singing in church, them giving me an opportunity as often as I like, to be able to just grow in my gift per se. I started to find out who I was and who I wanted to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're on that platform, you're going to find out what worked, you're going to find out what don't, and so just having the opportunity to do that. And as I journeyed throughout my career, I realized that I wanted to be connected to people's soul, from my melody and my tone to my lyrics. If it wasn't necessarily so deep, I ain't really want no part of it, and it's a saying, right? Once you turn 40, that whole kind of like, man, I don't care, kick in. By time you get 40, and I'm not saying I'm 40, which I am 40 now, but by time you get to a certain stage in life, you no longer put on your shirt caring what nobody think about it. You no longer walk out the house, you get dressed how you want. You carry yourself how you want, and you at a place where it's you know exactly who you are. So for me, I just love the way people reacted when soul just hit them, and they jump to their feet, or they make a sound, or they make a, they reply to your performance in a way that, just the typical kind of like performance didn't give. So I tapped in early, and it started throughout my youth, but definitely we took it to another level as we grew professionally.
One of my co-hosts this morning said you have to be selfish on your journey. Is that true to you?
You have to be selfish on your journey. I think so. I think that definitely holds a lot of weight, because if you're around here, firstly, trying to please everybody, I came up with a saying, and I'm trying to find it here right quick, but I came up with this thing one day. I just rolled over and I just created a post, for IG, and it was just like, oh God, where is it? I got it here. But it was basically just me saying, I'm finally at a place where it's no validation. I don't need your validation.
Come on now.
I don't need your validation. I don't need your validation on my song. I don't need your validation on my singing. I don't need your validation, point blank, period. I'm a creative now at this place and space where there's no validation needed. And so when you say you got to be selfish, I agree. I think you definitely got to be so locked in and not caring really what people think, or not caring really what, people say. But that comment about being selfish is a thin line too, because you can't be so selfish that you shackle yourself from growing. Because sometimes it's a lot of stuff that the haters gonna say that'll cause you to like step into that next phase of starting. You know what I'm saying? Like, haters put you in the game. We just gotta be willing and ready to be tuned in. See, I don't close my eyes to nothing, my ears to nothing that I hear. So I can't be selfish enough that I block everything out.
Hey, X, man, contest is right here upon us. Can you give us a little something? You know what I'm saying? Because my co-host won't come on the screen till they say he got to sing.
Oh man, shoot, boy, y'all got me waking up. First thing, let me see. Goodness gracious, boy. Let me see, man. One of my tunes that I got this feeling, and I just can't turn it loose, that somebody's been getting in next to you. Yeah. I don't want to walk around knowing I was your fool. Being the man that I am, I just can't lose my cool.
All right, now.
I'm talking about you better sing. You boy, you better. I don't know if you ever had a whistle blown at you, sir, but that this the same whistle.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hey, in my defense, X, let me say this.
Yeah.
I would not put you on the spot unless I knew you could do it.
Wow.
And I know you that guy. I know you that dude. I've seen it myself up close. I got your music in my rotation. Man, it's an honor and a privilege. How do we support, bro?
Well, you know what? Thank you all so much, man. If you go to my IG, Xavier Lewis, the antidote to R&B, and I know that's long as hell, man. So don't worry about it. Xavier Lewis, the antidote to R&B. I have plenty of posts on how to vote. I just did a post this morning, right before we just came on, actually. We got about 3 more days for this first round of votes. And it's a nationally run competition. And we're in 3rd place right now. They taking the top 20 on to the next round and the next phase. And for everybody out there, one more time, it's the opening act 2022. What's dope about this competition? Like I said, everything that I really want to do, I want it to affect people in a positive way or reach the soul. Well, this competition ain't just about a singing competition, right? It's connected to the American Prevention for Suicide. You know, American Foundation for the Prevention of Suicide. Basically, I may be off with that title. But man, you know, you can do a free vote every 24 hours. But you can also do donated votes. Every $1 counts as a vote, you know, and those funds go back towards suicide prevention and those that's dealing with it. And so when I'm able to be a part of something that just does something for somebody else, man, I turn up even more. So y'all can go to my page. The link is in the bio. Xavier Lewis, the antidote to R&B. Please share. Please get your folks to vote. It's 2 things that'll come up when you click the link. Either it say validate yourself by your card. You know, we black folk, we ain't typing in our bank card in there. You know what I'm saying? But you could you could type in your Facebook and immediately just like that. All that is a validation process. It just want to know that you're a real person. And as soon as it does that, it's gonna say your vote has been counted. And I appreciate everybody's votes. I appreciate your support.
Man, consider it done, man. Xavier Lewis, it's an honor and a privilege. And what's that thing you said with the gray on it, Janet?
A tootie pop.
A tootie pop.
Say
and we were talking about gray hair, and they were talking about hair on their head. I said we be having a problem with tootie pop hair. That gray hair turning on our tootie pop.
Hey,
I know. She texted me. She said my tootie pop is moist.
Yeah, it's a little moist when the antidote. Yes, when Xavier's thing.
Come on, man. Come on.
Tootie pop get a little moist.
Get a little warm.
Hey, Candace ain't got no fan. We've been on 10 weeks. It's our first
I'm telling you.
And how about this, guys? Didn't we come full circle? We talked about mental health earlier. And Xavier, you brought it all the way home, man. We don't book these shows. God does, man. And it's an honor and a privilege to have you on the show, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's very nice to meet you, ladies. And I really appreciate it. Yeah, we got a lot coming up. I want y'all front and center, man. We're going to start this concert series in just a few weeks. So
Xavier Lewis, the antidote to R&B, is his Instagram page. You can go over there and vote. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate y'all.
My man, XL. What? Love it. Let's take a break. No, we don't need no break. Let's do this. Flow So Amazing. How do people stay in touch? What's your IG?
Oh, IG. Everything Flow So Amazing. My website. I need to update it. But no, everything Flow So
Amazing with 2 Z's or Y in the end.
Right. Just how you see it on the screen. All social media Flow So Amazing. I keep it simple. My email Flow So Amazing.
I love it. Candace, how do we stay in touch?
You can follow me on Instagram at Candace_Latoya, and you can find me on the Rodney Perry Live Show.
That's right. Janet Dollar Comedy.
Yeah.
That's how you find it?
Yep, Instagram and TikTok, Janet Dollar Comedy. I had vowed when TikTok first came out that I would not. I'm too grown to be on TikTok. I will not. I ain't gonna do that. Not me. And now I got probably I got about 1 million, 2 million followers. So
really?
Y'all keep blowing this whistle, baby. It's taking it to a whole nother level. So yeah, please follow me. Got a lot of stuff. If you're in the Columbia area, I'll be in Columbia, South Carolina tonight. I'll be in Fayetteville, North Carolina on July 29th with Spunky Robinson and Wait Ball. I'll be doing a clean comedy brunch Sunday at Uptown Comedy Corner, the new one on Virginia Avenue. If you're in the area, come holler at me. Yes.
Yo, Flow So Amazing is in the building. My name is Rodney Perry. I'm easy to find. I'm at Rodney Perry Live on all social media. Coming up, I got the Virginia Beach Funny Bone 22nd through the 23rd. DC Comedy Loft August 4th through the 6th. Tampa Improv the 12th through the 13th. And Raleigh Durham the 19th through the 21st of August. I'll see y'all in these comedy streets, and hopefully you'll see me. That is our show for today. Hey, Candace, let's get out of here, man.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.